Hey everyone! So in today's video, we're going to look at making gold with tailoring in the world within. Now, gold making in the world within has been a bit of a wild learning curve, if I'm honest. I originally quit, I guess, at some point in BFA, went back to play loads of Classic, only really was logging into retail to convert some gold into BattleNet balance until there was nothing left, and that's basically where I started at in the world within. But with a lot of attitude and confidence, loads of confidence. Most of the confidence was completely unwarranted, it seems. However, I have been getting on top of the new profession systems, and finally, things are starting to fall into place. So, today's video, I'm going to divide up into Unraveling, crafting bolts, and Spellthreads. I will mark chapters, so feel free to skip around to the bits that you think are going to be interesting. And you'll note the final chapter is Spellthreads. That's because I'm going to be covering crafted items in the enchanting video. So, Unraveling. This almost unraveled my brain, if I'm honest. When cloth drops in the war within, you need to unravel it into spools to make it useful. Now, any tailor can unravel, but only the chosen few can do so expertly. Unraveling the specialty cloth is affected by your skill, resourcefulness, and crafting speed. But I don't really care about crafting speed, as I do my unraveling while I'm cracking on with other things anyway. So you're going to want to gain around 20% resourcefulness. This is by a combination of your profession knowledge points, your tools, and by taking the resourcefulness enchant on your tailoring tool. By all means, unravel for yourself or for fun, maybe, before 20%. But I wouldn't really try to profit with it, in all honesty. Your competition at the auction house is going to be unraveling for cheaper than you. And so the profit margins, they're already small. So you don't want to have that cannibalized even further by the fact that your competitors are getting a better deal than you. Next thing you need then is the severed satchel. This bag isn't actually as bad as the other profession ones. Firstly, you learn the pattern for this inside the quality fabric specialization, so it doesn't require any kedge to purchase it, and you'd already be going into that talent tree anyway. Secondly, you don't need any artisan's acuity to craft the bag. So what the bag does is increases the maximum yield when you're unraveling by 1. Now, even though it says that you can have 2 profession bags equipped, so it says unique 2, you can only have 1 of each of the same. Yeah, I did try it, obviously. Compared to some other professions and schemes that you might try, there isn't a huge number of hoops for this one. You can get most of your knowledge points to start from treasure and first crafts. I don't have blue tools on my unraveler. It works just fine as it is. If I wanted to bump up my quality, I'd need blue tools, but it's not really necessary. While recording the video today, I've spent 22,000 gold and I've received 27,200 gold back after the auction house cut. Generally, you're looking at around a 15 to 20% return on investment after the auction house. While this can sound low, it's not actually ridiculously low. For things like potions in alchemy, it's actually been looking at getting around 20% return has actually been the norm for quite a while. It's frustrating. It's not as big as you'd think it would be, but 15 to 20% return is definitely fair. Now, my favorite thing to unravel is Duskweave. The spools sell really well and there's consistent profit available there. Obviously, before you start, you'll need to check the prices, make sure it all adds up for you. But generally, this one's been working for me consistently for weeks and weeks now. Next up then, let's chat bolts. So my bolt art is separate to my unraveler, but my bolting character does both bolts and craft spellthreads, sorry. As a bolter, I didn't want to spread myself too thin, and I've gone as far into Duskweave as I can. I'm focused on buffing my output rather than my skill points at this point. With the state of the catch-up point system for crafting, it's going to take me the entire expansion to catch up and maximize those profession trees. So I'm all about the low-hanging fruit over here. Your Duskweave bolts are impacted by your multicraft and your resourcefulness, so you can work on getting leads as high as possible. You've got a cooldown on crafting, so this in particular is a once per 5-day job. With multicraft, you have a lovely high yield, and you're going to be getting some materials back as you go, which is awesome. You can generally profit just by crafting these, but if you use cloth you unraveled yourself on your unraveling character, you're going to find this works even better. Now, once you've crafted your bolts, what can you do with them? That's right, Spellthreads are calling. For Spellthread, I'm currently using concentration for maximum gold. You put knowledge points into the Spellthread specialty, but right now I'm still nowhere near the skill required for gold quality. The good thing about this play in particular, though, is that it's impacted by multicraft, and so a lucky proc gives you a load of gold. The concentration element here limits the number of hugely profitable crafts you can do per day, though. As you get more knowledge points, the amount of concentration required is going to be dropping. I usually craft however many spell threads that I can using my concentration, and then I just sell my leftover bolts of cloth. So, all in all, this is the main way that I'm currently using my tailoring characters to meet gold. I found these methods to be the most simple, and they don't have particularly high requirements. The numbers are changing all the time thanks to the regional auction house. It only takes one person on your region to impact the profit margins for everyone. And just because something works well this week doesn't mean it's going to carry on working well, unfortunately. But these methods have been really consistent goals for me. I'm going to cover off crafting armor to disenchant in my enchanting video, but there's one other way that I haven't really touched on here, and that's actually farming your own cloth. The build that's on screen now is easily achievable for anyone just starting a new tailor, and this build actually turns your tailoring profession from a crafting profession into a gathering profession. With this, you can farm the war within humanoids and really make some bank. But remember though, if you do this, make sure you value in your own time. I see so many people talking about the big hourly profits they make from bolts or disenchanting shuffles. And fair play, they are making a lot of gold. But it's easy to forget sometimes that the materials that you farm yourself, they're not actually free. They still have a value attached. So that is everything for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found something useful from it. If you could take a moment to like and subscribe, I would really, really, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Bye.